Hello. I guess. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're not sleepy. Today is a very important day for us, basically because you are here. We really appreciate the time you made to come and the energy you brought with yourself here. As you see, I will talk about the role of education in peace building. I know it sounds a bit very obvious, but maybe that's the reason why we need to talk about it, because sometimes very obvious things, we forget about them, basically. We forget how easily we can have an impact in our world and in people around us. I would like to talk about this issue through my personal experience and how I basically became a peace fellow. A Rotary peace fellow. If I start, well, I had a great passion to learn different languages because I wanted to learn about different people and their different cultures. And that's how in university I started to have a bachelor in French literature in Tehran. And that helped me to learn different things. Basically, I had an opportunity to work in different fields, for example, being a translator, or being a teacher, or working in a travel agency. That gave me an opportunity to know my country and my culture better a bit, and of course, see my country a bit more. And well, as a teacher in an international school, in an international school, I learned a lot, and I understood a lot about the world, because some of these kids that they were in my school, they were from Iraq, somewhere that my country had a war with for 8 years. And I was their teacher, and I loved them. So that helped me a lot to know more about some stuff that we normally don't think about it. And, but well, through all these things, I still feel that I need some more. I need to know more about other cultures, about other religions. So that's why I decided to go to Geneva, Switzerland, to continue my studies. And that was where I learned a lot, because Switzerland, Geneva is a small city, but it's like the world in a small scale. 80% of the city is foreigners from different countries. So I get to live with different cultures and different religions and know them very well and make amazing friends through them and understand no matter how we look far from each other and look different, we're so close. Even the religions, they're so similar. But what else that Geneva gave me was another vision about my own country. I could interact with people that wouldn't believe I'm Iranian, because I didn't look like the ones that they have image in their head. Like, I look different from what they believed an Iranian should look like. So I found an amazing need to try to change this image. So I started to work in a travel agency that organized trips to Iran. And of course, through that, I get to work in an Iranian-Swiss foundation as a Persian teacher, that is my native language, and of course, organizing events like New Year, Iranian New Year, that is a different New Year from yours. So in the same time, I could work in an organization for peace as a volunteer. So all this, basically, all this led me to two important roles of education. First two, I would say. The first one, I didn't have a name for it, but I take it as an education that we receive about the others. We are educated unconsciously by politicians about our governments, about others. As Iranian, maybe I grew up with the fear that Iraqi, we had a bad history, so we don't like it. For example, I'm saying it's not true, but I'm saying we learn that what countries are nice, what countries are not. Some of them, they're dangerous. That's what we learn, and we don't know that they're teaching us this thing. And that's how it's important show you two series of pictures about the same country. Well, I know we did somehow the same similar things today, but I would like one or two comments, honest comments, I would like to say. What do you feel when you see these images as a person? Do you feel Iran is a safe place to go? Do you feel that what kind of people they live there? Does it really correspond your image, exactly what you had? Is it the same? So if you like, I will start with the first series. That's probably what you know. Other words. I'm sorry, for some images, I don't like them myself much, but I think they are the images you have seen quite much in media. So, one or two comments. What do you think about Iran?
I think that's a common concept.
Yes. So, what do you actually advise your kid if he wants to travel to Iran? No, that's what I heard. All right, we go for the second series. This is the same map of Iran, but with beauties, actually, that it exists in it, not the nuclear plant. This is a Persian Empire. This is the first human rights written from 3,500 years ago from Iran that is in UN, in the US, basically. This is the ruins of the Persian Empire, places to eat, mountains, desert, beautiful mosque, beautiful architecture, Persian cat, his statues, carpet, parties, ladies walking like this in the street, and people hating government and trying to have democracy. What do you think about it now? Did it really change a bit your mind? Is that the image you could believe you have?
The same country?
It's the same country. That's the thing. It's just, unfortunately, we are influenced by governments, and they feed us with what they want, because they want us behind them. And if we don't know much each other, that's what we do, basically. And it's obvious and clear. I might say it in a better way, as Tahar Ben-Jaloun says, American-French writer. In his book, Racism Explained to My Daughter, he says, unknown brings fear with it. If we don't know something, if we know something, we're not scared of. So it's something that it goes with us as well. If we don't know each other, we're scared of each other. We don't know what we expect. But if we dare to know each other, then we realize they're the same human as us. So why should we be scared? There are differences, of course, but they're beautiful. The world should not be the same. I'm sure if you learn more about Iranian culture, you wouldn't hate it, right? I'm sure there are many beauties that you will appreciate. And one great example is, I have a Spanish friend in Geneva. He was telling me that before he was hearing about Iran-Iraq war on the news, for him, Iran was a far place. He didn't know even where is it. And well, he of course heard the news that there is 8 years of war and so many people killed or whatever. But for him, it was a piece of news. No feelings in it. But since he knows me, whenever he hears anything about Iran, he's just like worried, okay, if everything is all right, her family is okay. So knowing people brings love and care. So if we get to know each other, we don't want anything bad happen to others. So that's a great thing. And as Tahar Ben-Jaloun adds as well, kids, they know no racist. This is us who transfer this notion to them. He gives a great example. He says, my daughter was talking about her best friend at school. And one day I said, okay, I want to know your best friend. Tell me which one of these kids is. So she started like, he's wearing a red hat. Okay, there are many kids wearing red hat. Okay, he got a green bag, like what white coat, whatever. So finally he realized who she's talking about, and he sees that it's a dark-skinned friend. And kids, they don't see the dark skin as a special thing that they recognize each other. So that's us who just give them these notions and these feelings. So that's why I thought this is a very important issue about education. We need to be conscious what we are fed to, and we analyze it and decide and teach our kids, do not fear to know others and learn about cultures and differences.